All right. Okay, this is the 80s Star Basketball Channel, and welcome back for this week's auction report brought to you by Kevin, yours truly. All right, so let's get into it. We got a couple BGS 8.5s, 1985 Star Last 11 MJs. The first one finished at around 2346. This one actually, interestingly enough, actually was the card plus the rest of the last 11 ROI set in raw form, and it ended at a very odd time. It was during the week on a weekday, whatever the 24th was, and it was that 24th was on Thursday. It ended like Thursday at like a 9 or 10 a.m. something weird like that. I remember. But you had another one come up a few days after that that ended at around the same almost 2400. The only interesting thing about this auction was when I was looking at it, the picture on the left here that you're looking at is actually the front image, and it was cut off at the bottom there, so it wasn't the full image of the card. And but it did have a full image of the back of the card. But still, if I was looking for BGS 8.5, and unless I was able to get the a picture of the actual card to see the full image of it, I probably wouldn't have bid on it if it didn't have the full picture there. All right, so we got a couple 101s, and we got the first one, the BGS 8, that ended kind of low at 30,500. You would pretty much equate BGS 8s, nice BGS 8s, to maybe PSA 7s. I will say that this BGS 8, although the subs numerical wise look good, with a 7.5, 8.5, 9, and a 9.5. Just this, I guess, the overall centering of the card is what is less appealing to me. I think it's more of a BGS 7.5 personally. And I kind of looked through all the other 8s, like the last 8 sales, BGS 8 sales, and pretty much all of them were more appealing than this one. So $30,000 kind of makes sense. It looks more like a PSA 6. That's how I always look at BGS cards. I'm like, what would it grade? Let's say probably for shooing for a PSA 6. And those last couple went for 33, 34, and I think those are going to still trend downward a little bit to the upper 20s, around 30. So this one going for 30 kind of makes sense to me. You had a BGS 7 also that finished at eBay with Probstein, 21,000. Man, this one was, overall, an appealing card. Good subs on it. Not my style, as I don't like the ones with the very short top. Although that is, I've seen factory copies look like that, where the top is like cut off. To me, it's just not appealing at all. So I wouldn't go for it, but still, I was following this card like a hawk, and surprised it went as low as it did at 21. So yeah, definitely prices are becoming more and more affordable week by week with the 101 market. Then I saw at Goldin, they had their midweek auctions, the ones ending on Thursday. They had a few PSA 7 MJs. They had the 86 Star Court Kings, finished at 1525. They also had the PSA 7 Crunch and Munch ending at 2806. Shoot, the guy who got it the week before should have. This was funny. As you look at these two cards, you got a light right here, ended at 2715, and then you got the Crunch that ended at 2806. This is just my guess here, and just my theory as to what went on. Why like 11 days ago at PWCC, it ended at 3360 and 3782. I'm thinking maybe the same two bidders were going for those and just kind of drove the price up a little bit. And then the one bidder got the cards he wanted, and then the person who didn't ended up getting them for a discount when they came up. When these were different cards, I'm pretty sure these are all different cards that came from PWCC. But I figured the buyer was like, okay, well, I got it for a little bit cheaper, and I got what I wanted. So good on them. Next up, you got another light all-star from 1985, the variant with the head touching the border, ending at 1860. And you got a 288 from 1984 Star Michael Jordan, BGS 8, ending at 10,544. This one was from Slab Sharks, really good eBay seller. The only thing I noticed about Slab Sharks was it is it is in Canada. So the cards are being shipped from Canada. Just my guess that they are. At least that's what it looked like from the eBay listings. And so maybe it could have went a little higher. Maybe it didn't because it was in Canada. Maybe it turned off some U.S. buyers. I don't know. I'm just making a guess here. But things are trending downward. But always look at other outside reasons versus just things trending downward. Like being located in Canada, like this one. The one that you had for 16,000 best offer was I looked at all four of these cards, the last four comps, and the one for 16 was definitely nicer than this one, and the other couple for 11, 11.5, 11.1. But this one was in range, looks wise, as the ones that ended around the 11 mark. So 10.5, go ahead. Then you had a BGS 9 group photo from the 1985 Star 5x7s. BGS 9, these, as you can see, these don't come up much. The last one came up on January 4th, 2024. So this one coming up again almost a year later at 2503. This card is definitely a favorite amongst a lot of collectors. Staying with the 5x7s, you also had a Slam Dunk Super 5x7 from the same subset, number 5, one of the best photos of Michael Jordan dunking, along with the CK26 from 1984. This one finished at 31.25. So, and if the few sales before the one, I think it was just one of them at Leland. I'm not sure why it's listed twice, but the ones before Leland, earlier in October went for like 2,900, 3,000, 3,100. So, I think like 3,000, 3,100 seems to be kind of the average for this one going rate right now. And these come up a lot. So, and you had another one that comes up quite often, this 1986 Star, Michael Jordan, number 5, from the 10-card subset, the one where he is, looks like he's doing a layup over Kareem there. This one went for 1,036. I'm not sure why that last one went for 1,680. Maybe I have to take a look at it again. Could have been 0.5 from Jim. Maybe. That could have been the reason, but it's kind of the average cost around the 1,000 mark. It's usually what these go for. This one went low right here. The 85 Star Gatorade Slam Dunk, 8.5. I mean, good subs. I mean, it's just true 8.5. It's got no 8s on it. And it went for just under 2,000 when you had the last 3 going for 27, 27, and 2,400. So yeah. And I think before things started trending upwards, these went for about 1,500 to 1,800. So it's nice to see things settling down back to more affordable ranges, though. You got a BGS 9.5 Star number 117, Michael Jordan's second year base card, which currently is not graded by PSA. This one went for 7,200. And then you had a BGS 9 copy of the same card going for 3,120. So not many changes there. We'll get into a few 195s here. This PSA 7 somebody got for about $1,000 cheaper than the last 3 sales. At 8,100. It was also a PSA 6 that ended on Probe Scene on eBay for 5,200. The last one before that was 5,520. This one for 4,405 in the center. That was also from the eBay seller Slab Sharks, which it's a good seller on eBay, but they just happen to be in Canada. So just a guess. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason why some of their star listings were a little bit lower, like this one for 4,405, because if I recall correctly, it was just as good a 6 as this one and the one before it. So who knows? You also had a BGS 6.5 ending at 3,550. This one, personally, to me, would be a shoo-in for PSA 6, I think. So kind of a steal there for 3,550 if you plan on crossing it over and then flipping it, making about $1,000. I got a BGS 9.5 Star Best of the Best. Finished at 3,840. Average price for that. Usually around somewhere between 3,500 and 4,000. You got a BGS 8 Crunch. Finishing at 2,100. And a BGS 7.5 288. Finishing at 6,200. Now this is definitely lower than the last 3 sales. I will say this, that the one for 11,700 was much nicer than these other 3. But this one was kind of in line with the other 2 sales for 8,500. So this one going for 6,200 was significantly less. And then I think yeah, we got, I think the last one for the auction results before I get into what I'm watching, the PSA 7, 1985, 86 star, all rookies, Michael Jordan, number 2. I mean, this card is clean looking. I mean, it looks good. I think it's, I don't know. I think it's better than a 7, but that's just me. I think it looks good. I didn't really look at the back though, but it looks good. So PSA 7, I think it was undergraded. This one for 2,500. All right, so let's get into what we're watching. All right, so start from stuff ending about 18 days. I think I talked about this before, but Goldin's got a BGS 9 101 already at plus 100,000. But the real big one is this BGS 8.5 10 auto. Got the thin pin, which a lot more people like, and it's at 172. It looks like it's been stagnant for since it came out. The last few days have been kind of, looks like at least the last 3 or 4 days, I haven't seen it move any further than it has. And let's see, you got this PSA 7 101 here on eBay. This was one that, this is the same PSA 7 that sold about a week and a half ago. I think I talked about it in my last auction report from last week. It finished at around 48,000. So this one, I guess, was unpaid, and they already have it back out on auction again. So it's got about 6 days left. It's at around 30,000. Closed at a little over 48 last week. I think it's going to go lower. I don't. I'll be surprised if it hits up to 45, to be honest, because it's not the best 7. BGS 9 Court Kings. Oops. You got a BGS 7.5 101 here running at PWCC with 5 days left. Very, very top friendly. Very, very top friendly. It's already at 21,600. It got up to 21,600 pretty quick for a weekly auction. So I'm curious what that one's going to do. You got some all rookie 7.5. You got the last 11 Roy BGS 9. You got a BGS 9. You got a lot of good stuff. If you're trying to collect the whole set in like BGS 9 right now, or it's a good time to, I guess, find all the cards you want, since there's a lot out there these days. Another one I'm watching. This one is the big one that I'm watching next. The one I'll be able to detail next week in my auction report. Is the Goldin one, the Goldin Elite, ending here in about 4 days. You've got the PSA 6 Star 101. Remember, the last couple went for 33 and 34, and this one has been stagnant at around 22,000 for the last few days. So yeah, is it going to go under 30? I think so. Well, actually, I don't know. This was a nice 6. This is a full size 6. So I don't know. I mean, I think they're eventually going to get down below 30 again, but I don't know if now's the time. I guess we'll find out here in about 4 days. Got another all rookie team. BGS 9 117. Got another 101, a BGS 8. It's also part of those Goldin listings. So you got the BGS 5.5 10 auto here, PSA 6 101, and you've got a BGS 8 101. This BGS 8 101 is nicely centered, but it does have surface issues on the bottom right corner and the upper left corner, indicative of probably some screw down damage. But centering wise is nice. It's diamond though. It's still a little diamond, but the left, right, and top, bottom is of good proportion, I think. You got a ton of 9.5s. Boom, best of the new, best of the best. The number 3 Olympian from the 10 card MJ set. You got the Court Kings. Got a BGS 9 Crunch. These haven't come up in a while, so I was curious to see what that one will do. Got a nice MJ auto from the 86 star MJ 10 card subset. 9.5, number 10, one of my favorite cards. This one's hot. 9.5 Pro Stats. If you're gonna get any 2 from the 10 card set, you want to get these 2, the number 4 and the number 10. Also got that other one we talked about before, the one with cream. Got some more. A lot of old rookie teams coming to the market lately. I do like this card though. I love this. Kind of like if you like the 101 but want to get something more on the budget instead of the 117. All rookie teams, kind of your next best one for red borders. That also look good in the PSA slabs, but also look good in the BGS slabs. But you got a BGS 9 here. This BGS 9 is nice. This BGS 9 As I've talked about it before, it's got three 9.5s, 9.5 centering, 9.5 corners, 9.5 edges. You just got 8.5 surface, but the surface, it always has surface issues on this one right here. It's usually something by the NBA logo, and then you got a couple, one or two print dots usually, but it doesn't really bother me personally. This to me is a BGS 9.5. And you got the BGS 9 Barkley. Not many of those coming up. I think there was a couple fixed sales. I think one went for $3,000, or a couple went for around $3,000. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to end up and see where the comp is for a BGS 9 Barkley rookie. And you got a BGS 9.5 Gatorade. And then here finishing in a couple of days, this one is surprising. So everybody budget hunting for a 101. This one right here is the one to look at, the PSA 1.5 101. I mean, currently it's at only $4,300. That's with the buyer's premium at Goldin. And this has been up there for a few days now, like 5 or 6 days right now. I can't believe it's this slow. I mean, this is right now. I mean, shoot, if this was a year ago, this would have went for around $7,000 to $8,000. So if you can still get this for $7,000 to $8,000, that's a good deal, because even if prices continue to slide, which I think they still will slide downward, then yeah, if you can get this for under 10 grand, I think it's a good deal. Like if you plan on holding on to it, I mean, yeah, it's just a good bargain. Anything under 10 grand, that one I might even surprising. I haven't bought anything in forever, and this is still around this price point. I might bid. All right, and then you got a BGS 9 best of the best. Again, these do not come up often. The best of the best, especially in BGS 9. Or actually more so in BGS 8.5. A lot of people trying to build those 8.5 sets always want the best of the best in the 8.5, and that is hard to get. There's actually more 9s and 9.5s than there are 8.5s. And you got an authentic, nice looking authentic 117 Michael Jordan's second year base card here. And notice it's not an authentic altered. It does just say authentic. So I'm not sure the backstory behind that, but yeah, so something to watch. But that was it. But again, tune in next week. We're going to find out how those Goldin options do, because that's I think that'll tell me a lot of kind of what's going to come the next few months. But yeah, all right. Well, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed. Until the next time. Thanks.